Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today, back here in Misty Marsh. I hope you're well. Um, right, where are we? What are we doing? No idea. Let's have a look. Last episode I was doing a load of work over here, lots of foliage and such. I think we did the roof in the last episode, and we did some backstage sort of facility buildings and work zones, stuff like that. So what do we need to do today? I do need to do some trees around this area because we've kind of finished this area, like foliage wise. It's looking decent. So I want to get a few sort of dead trees and things in, and then some of the big trees. Now, I think it was Super Ghost UK said about the strangler fig trees. So let's have a look at those. They are in here, aren't they? Yeah, these ones. This is one that I've used before, and yeah, it is cool. It's very big. Let's have a look. You've got a smaller one there, and it's a lovely trunk. The top is a bit big, I'll be honest. I'm not really sure how I'm going to be able to use these. I mean, they look fantastic like that, like if you just plonk it on there. But it is big, isn't it? And it's a lot bigger than I was hoping to use, really. It'd be nice if I could do something where it's just a log, and it's kind of growing like that. I mean, that one looks kind of cool. Obviously, you've got to get it in just the right way so that it's not interrupting the pathway too much. I kind of like the idea of it just creeping down over the rocks there. So yeah, I don't mind that. That looks quite nice actually. I do like them, so I am going to go with your suggestion and use that. But I think I'm gonna need some other trees as well. See, I like it like this, where it kind of goes in the corner like that. I think that looks really nice. I wonder if I can get something in here as well. So it just looks sort of really gnarled, like it's just grown there for ages and ages, like it's actually grown sort of through the barriers down here, you see, and then up there. That looks nice. Yeah, ages it well, doesn't it? I like it. Let's have a look at the smaller one. What can I do with that? So I could kind of get one in here. I'm thinking like this. Yeah, that feels nice there, doesn't it? Nice hanging low just there, and then as you're coming along here, you get to see the nice trunk. Because the trunk does look very cool. I could maybe see if I get one of these leaning ones. See, actually, I just love it like that, sort of on the rocks. I don't mind if the tops are kind of interacting a bit with each other. Let's see. I do like the idea of having one here somewhere that's kind of right out like this, kind of leaning right over. Like it looks like it's about to fall over. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, I do think you were right to recommend this one. I think it's going to work very nicely actually. So because I do want this to feel very enclosed. Let's get another one of these big ones just on this edge. Oh look, there's a couple of floating palms there. That's interesting. Yeah, let's get one right on this rock. That looks really cool. Right, let's just get rid of these. Don't want palms floating, do we? Yeah, I like that on that rock there. That looks really nice. And hopefully, yeah, the roots are kind of sticking down where your head is. That's nice. So there we go. It's looking more jungly now, which I like. I don't want to do too many trees because I don't want to kind of ruin the views. I did these palms, didn't I, around, or these ferns, sorry, around there. I may do a few more of them. But I don't want to do too many of these because these aren't they are jungly, but they don't quite match the strangler figs, I don't think. but they do offer me something that I can use, which is just a bit smaller and lower down. Get some foliage a bit further down, closer to people's heights. So yeah, I do want stuff like this. Right, let's just come back to this entrance, just see where it needs foliage. That view is fine. As we come down here, that tree itself is fine. Come under here. Just wondering if I want something in this, just in this gap. Yeah, I think I do. Give it a bit of a canopy up there. Kind of, yeah, poking up here onto this pathway as well. I like that. And as you come down here, I think I want something in here. Might go for one of these smaller ones. Just so when you're down there, it's just up above you there. That's, yeah, that's good. And then as we come down here, I think maybe something here, just kind of leaning a little bit over. As we come under here, that's the picnic area. You come up here, you've got your roots, you've got some nice canopy there, bit of a jungle down the bottom. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Right, that's cool. I like that. That's looking a lot more sort of jungly, isn't it? I do feel like I need stuff hanging from some of this. So let's just have a look. What vines do we have? We don't really have good downwards hanging vines. So individual ones, you know, you get these groups, but it'd be nice if we had more of this sort that hang downwards. Because this stuff has to be flat because of the way it's designed, so it doesn't really work particularly well. Let's just have a look at this. Whether I can get some stuff hanging around here on these rocks. Always very tricky to get these vines looking good. There we go, that works. That's good. So yeah, I'm not going to go nuts with the vines, but where it's appropriate, I do like them. So I think like here I could get something. Just get it something sort of hanging right over here. I can kind of double it up a bit, maybe even throw in another one like this. Kind of this low hanging stuff looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Already got one up there. Yeah, that's nice. So I'm pretty happy with how that area's looking. I tell you what I need. I need something hanging from this tree, because this tree is just asking to have something hanging down here, isn't it? Now, did I or did I not actually save as a blueprint? I made a little hanging light, didn't I, in one of my other zoos? But apparently no, I didn't save that as a blueprint. That's fine, I can do it again. Let's make a light. So what did I use? It was in lights, it was one of these. Right, let's just come right out here somewhere and make this. So it's one of them. And then we had a spotlight in it. Let's just move it to nighttime so I can see what's going to work. So was it something like this? So what I could do is kind of, whoops, hang on. Okay, hang on. Oh, why is it not letting me select these? There we go. Right, I'm just seeing if I can flip this round and just make it double, whether that actually works. Yeah, kind of does. And then I'm going to need some rope so that it's actually hanging. Where's our straight pieces of rope? There we go. Good stuff. And in fact, I think what I'm going to do here, actually first let's just combine them, and then we'll come in here, and I'm just going to change the lights to orange, and then let's bring that over here. I feel like this might be something that I use around the zoo in various places. And yeah, I'm just going to have it hanging from the tree like that. There we go. Beautiful. Really simple. But yeah, I may well get a couple more hanging from these trees as well, because it does look so cool. Get one there. Let's try and get one in this tree as well. The good thing about this foliage is you can kind of make it look like it's hanging in the tree when really it's not attached to anything. It's just going up into the foliage. Let's get one up in here as well. Right up the top of that one. I don't want to go too over the top with these, but if I do view at night time, I think it looks nice to have a few of these hanging lights around. I won't do one at the entrance there because you've got the lights from that archway, so I think that's fine. Cool, right, let's get back to daytime and see what we need to do next. They look quite nice during the daytime as well, actually, so well worth doing. So this area is looking really nice now. I'm very happy with that. Let's see, down under here we've still got, yeah, so sort of this corner and under here still needs a bit of work, doesn't it? Do I want some water down here? Let's have a think. I like the idea of a bit of water maybe coming down off of this. Let's get some rock work going on in here first. Let's get rid of all the snapping. Yeah, let's go with these ones actually. Try and vary up the pattern a bit. Right, so that's that corner. I think what I'll do is just cover up this earth with rock. Which I think will then become a waterfall in a minute. I'm not really sure how I'm going to hide all of this stuff in here. I guess it's just going to be like this, kind of rocks. It's the obvious way to kind of cover this up, isn't it, really? Always very tricky working underground like this. So something like that, and then I can get some water pouring down in there. And then basically the same on this side. I'm going to use these bigger rocks because this is a much bigger area. So let's go right up to there. So yeah, I'm literally just hiding the earth. I think generally everyone's enjoying this zoo so far. I'm certainly having a lot of fun with it. I am struggling to find time to actually record at the moment, so I apologise. I'm just about getting 3 episodes a week, but that is not as many as I would like. I don't think YouTube likes me only doing 3 a week. It's not. I don't think it's recommending my videos at the moment, which is quite frustrating. But you know, I'm not getting many views. I'm certainly not picking up any new subscribers at the moment either, which is a real shame because I was sort of on a roll. I was doing better. I was clearly it was YouTube was putting my videos out to more people, whereas now it's not. And I don't think it's because people just got bored of my videos. I think it is to do with the algorithm. But I cannot possibly record more than I am at the moment, I'm afraid. I'm doing my best. No, is that actually doing anything? It's not, is it? It's not painting that. Is that? It's not rock, is it? No. That is just land, so... Or is it not? No, that's the bottom of the rocks, isn't it? But it's not letting me highlight them for some reason. Is that right? Yes, it is. There we go. Okay, that's fine. That's why I couldn't paint it. It's already rocks. Cool. So that's kind of covered that. So let's get some water in here. Where are we? There we go. So just, yeah, like that. Just pouring down the rocks. Doesn't matter where it's coming from, to be honest. It just looks good. Let's get that sunk in. And yeah, I kind of like that it's splashing out onto the pathway. I think that looks nice. Might just continue actually, just under here. Make this whole area feel very cavey and underwatery. There we go. So that whole thing just looks like there's water just pouring out of nowhere. I like that. Right, let's come back to here then, and let's get some of this stuff going on under here. So just gonna get a bit of this under this side. Let's get 1 or 2 over here. Don't need a lot of foliage under here. Just a little bit. And then we'll get just a little bit of my favourite as well. Can't go wrong with a bit of bracken. Looks nice there, doesn't it? Kind of with the water pouring over it. There we go. So that's that tunnel sort of done. Now, what do I need to do in here? So this area in here is just earth, but actually, I think that's kind of natural. That's sort of why you've got this tunnel here, so you don't have to cover this up. I just wonder if I need to. Yeah, if I just paint this so it's rocks, that makes a bit more sense. And then that can just stay as it is. So there we go. That's that little tunnel area taken care of. So this whole area over here is just about done, I think. I may come up with other ideas and come back to it. And then as we come along here, so yeah, so this isn't done yet. So I need to finish off the other side of this bridge and kind of along under here. And obviously that leads on eventually to this area here, which is quite a major thing. And then we still got all of this over here to look at as well. What's our next animal going to be? I feel like you've probably seen enough of me doing scenery for now. I feel like maybe we should work on another animal. Now, we don't have a list at the moment, and I don't think I've really sort of said what I was going to do next. Something over here, I would say. What have I already done in this zoo? I don't even remember. Have I done the honey badgers? Because that was one that I said I was going to do. Let's have a look. What have we got in here so far? Cayman, fruit bat, flamingo, Nile monitor, ocelot, monkeys, and Tasmanian devils. Yeah, so honey badgers was what I was going to try and do. So, shall I try and map out a plan for honey badgers? Oh, do you know what? I've just had an idea. I have just had an idea, people. I could do a habitat over the top of this and give this a glass roof. So similar to what we've done here with the tunnel, but just as a flat glass roof. That could look really nice. Let's have a look. I think there is just basic flat glass, isn't there? Let's have a look. Do I want it? Yeah, I think this is the sort of thing I want. So coming out of the rocks like that. Oh, look at that. That is a thing of beauty. That's going to look so cool. Let's just have a look as you come along here. Right, so we've just got these roots poking down. Let's just see if I can just get the roots away from the glass. That's going to be fine. So as you come in here, this is now a sheltered area. I was going to do bracken under here, and that, so I will get onto that. But now we can have a habitat over the top of this with some honey badgers in. So let's have a look at this. Let's get a little metal gate. So this will be our entrance. Okay, keeps disappearing. That's odd. Right, hang on. Oh, okay, what's it doing? Oh, there we go. Right. Let's go concrete. Oh, I want. Okay, it's just going to go brick. That's fine. I will adjust that. Let's bring it in. And then we'll go null barrier. So this, again, it doesn't need to be a big habitat because honey badgers are pretty small. So it's just going to go to the edge of the zoo here, basically. And then come along here. And join back in there. Brilliant. Right, let's get them in first so that I can see exactly what's what. So who are we going to get? Amine, Ada Simbo, crazy names, Akin Labi, and Apara. There we go. Let's get a couple of pairs. Lovely stuff. Right, let's just null barrier the whole thing. So obviously this is, again, we'll have a lot of rock work involved with it, I think. And this is its, this is the main feature, isn't it? The idea that you can sit underneath here and have a honey badger walking around on top of you is just kind of cool. I knew when I built this that it needed more. It needed to be something else, but I wasn't too sure. But that just suddenly, I just got inspired. Let's just say, which is always nice. So how do I want to do this? I'm just thinking whether I want to have a little pathway that comes off of here somehow. Oh, yeah, they're cool. Right, let's just check their traversable area, make sure they can walk on there. Look at that. Yes, they can. So this is kind of, yeah, this is the edge. So I'm just wondering if I could get a little pathway that comes off here. Okay, maybe not quite there. Hang on. I've got tunneling on, that's right. I don't really want that to be curved, actually. No. No, thank you. No, I don't want you curved. What is it doing? Fine. curve it like that. That's fine. No, hang on. I want this. What's it doing? Come on, flat, flat. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. Right, and then we can have a little pathway that just comes up around the back. Like this, kind of curve it around. And then I can obviously just manipulate the... I can manipulate the barrier to fit in with this. And we'll just have a little viewing area here. Around the back there. And then this would all get covered with rocks. In fact, I think, let's come back to this. Where are we? Let's get rid of the railing. Oops. I want to customize all of this. I want the back to be covered up with rocks, and I want the front to be a custom fence. I don't want to just keep using the in-game stuff. I want to be more creative than that. I'll keep it on this slope because it's so hard to do a good custom fence on a slope like that. But otherwise, I will do something more customized along here. Look at that. That's so cool. So if you're under here, look at that. You've got honey badgers running around on top of you. That's awesome. Oh, I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. Great. So a bit of rock work. Actually, let's first off, let's just check what enrichment items these guys have. So honey badgers, I think we're in the newest pack, which is good. So it's the first animal I've used from the new pack, which is nice. Right, so they haven't got any big ones, so I'm not going to worry about putting them in just yet. They're all quite small, so I've had to squeeze them in towards the end. Obviously, they don't need a lot of space, but I do want the habitat to look nice. I'm just wondering, actually, can I do a very thin piece of water along the edge here? Hopefully this works how I want it to. Yeah, so you've got a nice thin piece of water along the edge, which hopefully they can get to. Ah, hang on, I need to just move the barrier out. And then hopefully they can reach it. And there we go, that'll do. Yep, and they can swim, so that's good. So what I'm thinking then is if I do rocks along under here, I can then have lots of little waterfalls coming down and into this water. And then they'll have rocks kind of everywhere else. And I will try and do something, I don't know, something even more creative. But really, I think once I've got the rocks up around the back of this, I think it will look really nice anyway. I don't think I necessarily need to do too much else with it. People are coming along here, so that's nice. Having a good look. Obviously, I'll do a custom fence along the front here as well, which may just be made out of rocks. Maybe a sort of base layer of rocks along the bottom and then some sort of fence poking out the top. But yeah, there we go. That's going to be our next habitat. So I'll get this finished, and then we'll move back over here again, and we'll do some more scenery. I appreciate that you guys don't just want to watch me do scenery all the time. Obviously, this is a very scenery-based zoo, so there is going to be a lot of that, and I hope you like what it's looking like and how it's coming along. I tell you what I do like so far about the zoo is the fact that I've got height in it and different pathing terrain, like paths overlapping and that, because it's something I've never managed to do well before. So it is nice to play around with all this stuff, and for it to actually look decent as well, which is really nice to see. So yeah, it's coming along nicely. I think once you can kind of picture this all over the place, I think it's going to look amazing. So what I need to do is come over here actually, don't I? And kind of do some more work around the top of this, which will then include these big strangler fig trees. I'll get rid of some of these because they look a little bit too linear. So I'll do some more rock work around the back of that, kind of coming all the way around the top of this ridge here. And then the zoo can spread out a bit sort of in this direction rather than going sideways. I think that will work nicely. But yeah, there's many things left to do. But that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you very much for joining me. I do hope you've enjoyed the episode. Please leave any comments if you've got anything you want to say down below. I do enjoy all your suggestions and I do try to implement them when I can. But until next episode, thank you very much for joining me and do take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.